All right, hello and welcome to CircuitStream's Pitch Day event. Today we are celebrating our Product Management Bootcamp, which commenced in April 2024. Before we get started, can everybody hear and see me okay? Please just put a message in the chat and say hello, so I can see that you can hear me. All right, there we go. Okay, where is everyone joining us from? All right. So I'm gonna begin with a few housekeeping issues. So please feel free to chat using the messaging function on the bottom right hand of the screen. If you have any questions for our presenters today, please post your questions on the questions tab right next to the chat tab. At the end of each presentation today, we'll have about 5 minutes for a live Q&A session where you can offer any feedback or ask the presenters questions around their projects. Please post any questions you have for our presenters in the questions area, and these will be addressed at the end of each presentation. All right, I'm just gonna check to see where everybody is joining us from. We have Salt Lake City, Great Vancouver area. Welcome everybody. All right. So my name is Wanai Mashingise, and I'm the Student Outcomes Manager at CircuitStream. I'm passionate about helping students achieve their goals and launch successful careers in emerging technologies. Taking a look at the schedule for today's event, we are going to introduce CircuitStream and kick off the event. That should take about 10 to 15 minutes. Then we are going to go ahead and pass the mic over to the other partners from different organizations and associations to introduce themselves and provide a little bit of support for the students. Following that, we're going to get into the bulk of the presentation today, which is the graduate pitches, and this should take about 45 minutes or so. At the very end, we will do a quick networking Q&A session with our industry partners before we wrap up and provide some information on how you can connect with us after the event. So CircuitStream began in 2015 through a network of developers, designers, and creators, and we're now a leading provider of technology learning in game development and design, AR, VR, UX design, product management, and software development. We partner with industry-leading companies and leading educational institutions to offer courses and training to those looking to learn more about emerging technologies. Since our start in 2015, we have educated over 50,000 learners globally, and we are constantly updating our curriculum to stay ahead of the curve. Now, here's a little bit of a snapshot of our current university partners, and the learners that you'll see present today join us from the University of Toronto. Our hands-on 21-week product management bootcamp is both online and project-based. It has 5 hours of live class per week, 2.5 hours of technical, bi-weekly career labs, and 10 hours of independent study. There are weekly assignments, in-class challenges, portfolio projects, and students complete a capstone project at the end of the bootcamp. And now for the course outcomes. Our bootcamp graduates emerge with comprehensive skill sets that prepare them for success. And through in-depth modules like Product Management Foundations, students gain a solid understanding of the roles and responsibilities, how they navigate product development stages, and how they use data to inform strategic decisions. Graduates are also educated on market insights and product strategy, feature ideation and development, agile execution and team dynamics, product positioning and growth, and data mastery and decision making. They complete this bootcamp with product manager certification with CircuitStream and University of Toronto School of Continuing Studies. And this brings us to today's event. Learners today are presenting their capstone projects. They were provided with a set of requirements with the goal of creating a minimum viable product. Within the span of 4 weeks, they were able to create a project that was of personal interest for them, and they could choose to work solo or with others. And today, we have 3 graduates presenting, and all of them are seeking employment. I'm going to touch on our talent network a little bit here before we invite our first industry partner to speak. We are committed to supporting our alumni with their careers and personal development, and we take responsibility in connecting learners with industry partners and networks. For employers in the audience, join our talent network and gain first access to our global alumni and talent, exclusive invites to connect with our career-ready graduates, assistance from the CircuitStream team to source talent, presentations to our talent network, ability to post and search for roles within our community, as well as features at events on our website and on our materials. And now a word from a few of our industry partners. First up, we'll call to the stage Vivian Wu, a product manager at Spotify. Okay. Kate.
Hey everyone.
Here we go. Hello.
Hi. Good to hear me? Okay.
Yes.
Hi everyone. I'm Vivian. It's great to meet all of you, and I'm delighted to be part of your journeys on leveling up your product management skills. I'll start off by giving a little bit of background about myself. So I'm originally from and now based in Vancouver, Canada, but I've spent time in Toronto and Montreal, and I've worked for companies based out of Toronto and did my commerce degree in marketing and digital innovation at McGill in Montreal. Now I'm a product manager at Spotify. At Spotify, I lead product strategy and development for 2 cross-functional domains. I particularly work in the messaging experience platform part of the product. So I'm responsible for the platform, the experiences, and the surfaces for when Spotify communicates to end users. So whenever you see an in-app message or a push notification or an email coming from Spotify, that's probably coming from my product area. Here we work at really large scales. So just in the last quarter alone, our product enabled us to reach and communicate with nearly 1 billion Spotify users. I work really closely with lots of different business and development teams all across the different product portfolios at Spotify, working really closely with engineers, data scientists, user researchers, and designers. I've been at Spotify for nearly 2 years, and before Spotify, I've worked in the product and tech space for a few different Canadian companies. Immediately before Spotify, I was working for a Canadian-based company doing kind of AI chatbot stuff before the whole ChatGPT gained its recent popularity. And before my transition into product management, I've worked in tech consulting and software implementation. So I'm very familiar with transitioning from different functions and careers in product management. I just wanted to say congratulations to all of you for investing in your career and your skill set through this product management bootcamp and course. Product management is notoriously challenging to get into because there isn't quite a defined skill set or requirements to do the job. It's a unique role that intersects with business strategy and tech strategy and data-informed decision-making and user engagement. And you'll find that product managers come from a wide range of backgrounds. But product management is a rewarding and challenging career full of opportunities to grow and learn, regardless of how early or tenured you are in your career. So investing in ways like this, like taking this boot camp, really helps you hone your path and develop a career in product. So hats off to all of you. Well done, all of you. Excited to see your projects.
Thank you so much, Vivian. All right. Up next, we have Kehinde Fawumi, Principal Product Management at Amazon. Welcome to the stage, Kehinde.
Me well.
Thank you. Yes, we can hear you.
Sounds great. Vivian was awesome. I was almost hoping I'm not going next, because she just, she spoke very well. Um, Kehinde, call me Kenny. I am, I come from Nigeria originally, but also spent about a decade back in Germany before moving to Canada, where I'm at currently. So I just take you through a little bit of my journey, and then tell you what I do today. So I started by being just an applications developer, and did a lot of things with Visual Basics and the .NET technologies, and then became more like a web developer, some UX as well, and but I was really core tech, and I appreciated all those experiences. And then I started doing more agile and Scrum Master type of roles, back in Germany, and then developed a lot of interest in strategic topics and product management, and that was my transition into product management, and that's what I do today. And I'm super proud to be doing that at the arguably highest level at Amazon, right? My product is the online assessment. So I'm looking at how we can leverage technology, but also science and AI to build AI based assessment systems. So replacing the human touch to assessing candidates, just to build fairness, but also to reduce costs and the likes. And we do that globally. So if you ever apply to Amazon and you're asked to take an online assessment from anywhere in the world, that's coming from one of my product teams in that country locally. So it's huge in terms of range, and I'm dealing with millions of candidates on a daily basis, and you can scale that annually, because I just interested in working at Amazon. I think some of the things I find valuable in a product manager, which I also think I'd help my own career, is just having that curious mindset, having that can-do mentality, because product is vague and sometimes ambiguous, and how you can thrive within ambiguity is really what makes you shine. So you have to stay positive and stay curious, right? That mentality needs to be there, and then take the initiative, right? That's really where you start to bring clarity to any ambiguous situation, and add competence to that. You will thrive as a product manager. So congratulations from my side as well. Happy to talk to some of you around opportunities existing within Amazon, or what really means to work at Amazon. And yeah, have a good one. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Kenny. And I'm so sorry if I butchered your name at the beginning of it.
Absolutely no worries at all. You did better than a million others.
All right, thank you so much.
Thanks.
Okay, now we'll move on to our next speaker. So up next, we have Colin Chong, product leader and product management coach. Welcome to the stage, Colin. Oh, I see you typing, Colin. Okay, so I'm just going to have somebody assist you, Colin, in the background there, because I think you may have used the regular registration instead of the speaker registration link. All right. So yeah, somebody will get to you there. All right. Thank you, Colin. All right, and so we'll move on to our next speaker, and up next is Priya Biswas, and Priya is a product leader, and she is the current president at Product Calgary. Welcome to the stage, Priya. Let me take a look and see if Priya is able. Okay, it looks like you were able to join us. So I think it might be the same issue that Colin is having. So I will just have somebody on the back end here send both Priya and Colin the links. And if you check the last messages I sent you, you should be able to see the link as well. All right. I'm going to move on to Pallavi Panigrahi. I hope I'm not butchering your name as well, Pallavi. But I'll have you join the stage. Okay, thank you, Colin.
My name is super long and hard to. Thank you for having me. I'm Pallavi. I'm the product manager. So I'm doing two things currently. I am the product lead at this company called Palette Skills, and my job there is to create a learning sandbox. So we work with the government of Canada to create an equitable economy and help people like yourselves enter new careers and transition careers. And so the Learning Sandbox specifically is this platform to help all educational institutions of Canada to come together and collaborate on the biggest challenges of the workforce. So currently the challenge is the entire economy. So that's basically what we're trying to solve and smoothen. Other than this, I have my own startup. It's an AI startup called Cloak AI. And we're creating a data privacy oriented AI virtual assistant. And we're currently building the product. It's going to be on Product Hunt soon. So before this, like everyone said, product management is a pretty unconventional route. I studied psychology at UBC, and I was like, I really wanted to create an app and start this company to help social movements like Black Lives Matter and all crowdsource support and talent. And so yeah, UBC. And so I used to go to all the libraries, and I used to see computers with hackathon stickers, and I used to go to these tech people and be like, hey, are you a coder? Can I pitch my startup to you? And that's how I got my first few coders. That's how I learned about product management. That's how I started my company back then. I did that for 5 to 6 years. We raised funding. We had over 10,000 users on our platform. COVID happened, and then obviously I had to change the trajectory of my life. The startup had to go, but then I've basically created about 4 to 5 products from scratch, start to finish. And there isn't a straight line to product management, but I think if you're intuitive, if you're a creative problem solver, if you're good at listening and talking to people and getting people to work together, I think you'll be a pretty solid product manager. That's my story. I'm really excited to see what you all have in store today, and connect with me if you want to learn about how to start a company or want to work for not just an online app product, but any sort of product, right? You can work for the economy, or you could work for a marketplace. You could create a marketplace product, or you could create basically a game. A game is also a product. So talk to me if you want more network, more knowledge. I'm excited. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. Okay. I saw that Colin will retry, and Priya joined using the link that was sent to her. So let me go back to Priya. Welcome on stage, Priya. I think you might be having issues as well. Okay, let me see if I'm able to pull you on stage manually. Okay, it looks like you have not, she hasn't rejoined as yet. And I'm going to check if Colin has managed to join us before I move on.
I don't have it. I can't send it.
All right, so it looks like a team member has reached out to you, Priya, and to Colin with the links to join. In the meantime, we will move ahead with the presentations, and then we'll come back to Colin and Priya once they've managed to rejoin. All right. So once again, thank you so much to all of our industry partners that spoke today, and we'll hear from Priya and Colin later on. And also a big thank you to all of you that are joining us in the audience. And now, without further ado, let's begin the pitch sessions. Just a reminder to share your comments in the chat. And if you have a specific question for any of our presenters, please post it in the questions area next to the chat. All right, good luck to all the presenters. And up first, we have Nadia Kostenko with her project Instacart Kids. Welcome to the stage, Nadia.
All right. Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
I'll just go ahead and share my screen real quick.
All right. Go ahead.
All right. Okay, here we go. Well, first of all, I would like to say thank you to all of you joining today. We're quite excited to have you. Thank you for introducing yourselves, your interesting path of how you became product managers, words of inspiration. So yeah, very, very excited to be here today. And hopefully we can hear from you, Colin and Priya, later on. But let me begin with introductions myself. My name is Nadia. I currently live in Toronto. And I guess I would like to start with why am I here today? So I've been working in a customer-facing role in a tech company for quite some time, helping customers to navigate through their journey with a product. And I simply love how quickly the industry evolves, how quickly the product adapts to the industry needs, to the user journey. And I wanted to dive deeper into the product management to understand what goes into the building product from scratch. As a big fan of Instacart, it wasn't really hard for me to come up with a product ideation. You know, I've been equipped with amazing instructor, useful frameworks and tools, and then imagination just took over. So with no further ado, let's dive in. So I would like to start with the problem statement. There is a disconnect in modern families. On one hand, we've got overwhelmed parents. You know, it's a fast-paced world. Everyone has a full-time job. Parents are often overwhelmed by daily grind of organizing recipes, going to the grocery stores, spending hours in those aisles, you know, trying to come up with new recipes and so forth. And on the other hand, we've got kids that are increasingly glued to their tablets. I think you've been in a restaurant sometimes, or, you know, some of you have kids in your lives, and, you know, all the time goes into those tablets. So that problem leaves little to no time for family bonding. But here we are. Happy to present you with Instacart Kids. And it is a solution in a way that will benefit both parents and kids. So Imagine your kids excited to cook, learning new recipes through fun, animated videos, while you avoid hours of searching for recipes and shopping for ingredients. With Instacart Kids, children dive into engaging cooking adventures, and with just one click, all of the ingredients are added to your Instacart cart. No more spending hours planning meals or wandering grocery aisles. It's all about turning cooking into a fun family activity while making your life easy as a parent. Let Instacart Kid spark your child's love for cooking and save you time with effortless grocery shopping. I had a little bit of fun doing this prototype. Never done anything like that in my entire life, but that's basically the visual that the kid will be greeted with once they land on the platform. There will be amazing Chef Oliver, this animated character that will be walking your kid through the whole platform. And I also pre-recorded a demo of the prototype, which hopefully will give you a better idea of what I mean by the platform. Perfect. So here will be the landing page of our Instacart Kids app. We have settings, we have help center here. We also have a search bar. But if we'll scroll down, here are the menu buttons. We have 4 different options, and this will be the landing page. So once the user lands at the home page, they will be able to put their name, and right away greeted by Chef Oliver. Scrolling down, we have cooking videos. We have carrot cake, noodle soup, peanut butter and jelly, classic. So let's try and click on carrot cake video. We will be redirected to another page, which will have Chef Oliver guiding the kids through the recipe itself. For the sake of this prototype, I have uploaded YouTube video, but those videos that will be in the final product, they will be generated by AI videos.
Learn with Eddie.
So after watching, the kid can click this button, I want to make it, or go back to recipes and find something new. We also have a favorites tab. The kids will be able to pick their favorite games and recipes right where they left them last time. So we can continue level 8 or continue watching the carrot cake recipe. Those little games will be uploaded here, and that will be as a part of the product optimization features. But we won't be adding it to our MVP. And last but not least, we have My World tab, where kids will be able to customize their avatars by going to the change room. Perfect. So, sorry, just give me 1 second. All right, perfect. So hopefully that little video presentation gave you a high level, surface level understanding of how the platform works, how the kid will be interacting with the platform itself. But we're still left with a question: how exactly does that work? How is it going to be integrated with a parent's account in Instacart? So remember, we watched that carrot cake video recipe, and instead of clicking on I want to make it, I went back to the recipes and it took me to the home page. So if the kid will be clicking this page and they want to make it at home, the parent will be receiving a notification on their main Instacart account. There will be a separate tab, Instacart Kids, with a new recipe popping up. So if we'll click on Instacart Kids tab, here we've got a new recipe added. We can see when it was added. It was added 2 days ago. So we know it's still relevant. You know, it wasn't added 2 weeks ago and you could already forgot about the recipe. There's ingredient list. We can see there's 8 ingredients. You can also see the whole list and alter through the list in case you have some ingredients at home. But, you know, if all looks good to you, if you don't mind spending an hour and 30 minutes making carrot cake with your kid, you can simply tap add button and it will be added to your primary Instacart cart. So in conclusion, Instacart Kids promotes family bonding, which is the most important thing. It simplifies grocery shopping. It sparks children's curiosity about food. It combines convenience with fun and learning, creating memorable experiences in the kitchen for families. So I know the presentation, you know, we have limited time today. And I know there's a lot of work that goes behind the final product. So if you would be interested, I left those QR codes. This is a full and final document that, you know, it has a market analysis, it has market research, all of those exciting things. So if you would like to check it out, I welcome you. And that would be my LinkedIn profile. I would welcome any connections from today. Would be happy to stay in touch and chat more about your favorite products. But yeah, thank you so much.
All right, thank you so much, Nadia. And now we are going to invite questions for Nadia. And first question is, Nadia, thanks for linking your full capstone project. There's a lot there. Can you tell us a bit about how you approached feature prioritization?
So feature prioritization, I think you guys had a glimpse of it. It was a game section in the favorites tab. But what exactly I did, after coming up with my MVP, I conducted the user interviews and I realized that there should be more to the product. Some parents were wondering if we can introduce digital games to spark the learning and other activities that wouldn't just focus around cooking. Let's say farming. So kids will know where exactly carrots are coming from or any other like produce. And so after that user feedback, I came up with a product optimization features that would allow kids to have access not only to the cooking videos, but also to the games on the platform.
Amazing. All right. Thank you so much, Nadia.
Thank you.
Okay. It doesn't look like there's any more questions. You did a great job answering that question. So thank you so much. I am going to see. Oh, sorry, there's another question. Let me just ask that question. How did you arrive at family bonding? The primary problem your app solves. I'd expect that there are more problems this solves.
Right. So there are 2 problems that create a third problem of lack of family bonding. So the first problem is actually parents not being able to juggle all of their responsibilities. The fact that it takes a lot of time to come up with, you know, recipes and those long grocery lists. That's one side of the problem. The other side of the problem is kids being glued to the tablets. Obviously, all of these problem statements are backed up by market research that you can find in my project with the latest numbers. And due to those 2 problems, we have a byproduct as a lack of family bonding, right? If parents don't have time and kids don't have time, there's no time for family activities, which to me seemed like the bigger problem when combining 2.
Amazing. Okay, there's a couple more questions for you, so don't leave the stage as yet. Great prototype. I wanted to ask why you chose this specific problem to solve and create a product for. I saw potential in one specific feature of yours, which is if you select a recipe, the groceries needed for the carrot cake show up. I think that was the feature.
Correct. So that would be the main feature. That's the MVP product. So to say, thank you for the prototype. It took me some hours to explore the bubble. It was a lot of fun, but yeah, it was a lot. Sorry, I'm just reading. So for me, I have a nephew, but I guess it was more like a personal problem. Why I decided to explore that product. I see that young kids, they're increasingly dependent on those technology, and it's not really beneficial in certain way. So let's say there is a habit of kids being hooked to their tablets. How can we benefit from it? How can families still have their real time spending activities and, them meeting face to face every dinner or every lunch? Obviously not saying let's just fully abandon technology, but I think my goal here was to see how exactly we can promote social time spending among young kids.
Amazing. All right. And there's another question for you. Love this concept. What a fun and innovative way to engage and build a community around groceries and cooking. How would you plan on convincing the wider business to invest in building this community and prove that it will generate revenue through this gamification strategy?
That's excellent. That's an excellent question. Again, I left more information on go-to-market strategy in my project, but answering your question, I think we would start with beta testing for sure among our existing customers that are already familiar with Instacart, the users that have kids or family in their life. Once we see the success and pick up there, we will be able to alter the product due to the feedback from the beta testing and release our first launch. How success would look like to us, I would say, is at least 30% adoption rate of our existing users that have kids from Instacart. And after that, we will see if it's worth investing more money in doing product feature optimization and so forth. I think the user feedback will be the biggest convincing factor. Yeah.
All right. Awesome. Oh, sorry. Let's go back to you. So there's two other questions.
Let's go.
For the app to be more interactive and practical, would the list of recipes be endless? How would that be managed for more practicality in a family setting?
That's a great question. So I believe that we will be updating the recipes on a monthly or every quarter, introducing more recipes. The recipes will be altered based on kids' preference. And that will be something that parents will be able to control. Let's say a kid has an allergy to certain ingredient. So that kid will only have access to an X, Y, and Z recipes. They won't be seeing all of them. So we will enforce parental controls in which recipes their kids want to have access to. And in terms of, endless recipes, I fully understand this concept. The more options you have, the harder it is for you to choose which option to pick. So I think our golden number would be around 10 to 15 video recipes in the platform. And then based on the parents' preferences, we'll be updating those. But at one time, the kid will have access to 10, 15 video recipes.
Amazing. one last question, and then if there are any more questions, we will be sending them over to you offline, Nadia, for the sake of time. As a parent, I think there is no shortage of things that one might try to entertain their kids. It sounds like your route to market is through Instacart. How might you otherwise get to market without this partnership?
So I think, relying purely on our Instacart user base would not be a good long-term strategy. We will be reaching out to family influencers on social media platforms. We will be conducting small local events, maybe in the grocery stores, like little campaigns with the kids animators, something that would position our product as a kids-friendly app. So I think community is a big thing. We want to do more in-person marketing campaigns in the grocery stores, maybe in the parks, and also involving media personas that have kids and will be able to advocate for our product.
Amazing. Great work, Nadia. And congratulations once again on graduating from the CircuitStream Product Management Bootcamp.
Thank you.
All right. Now we will move on to our next presenter. So it looks like, unfortunately, Colin and Priya were unable to join with the speaker links. But please do feel free to connect with them in the chat section. They are in the audience, and so please do network with them. Priya also said, please feel free to reach out to her. So I will be adding her LinkedIn link in the chat before the end of today. All right, I am going to invite Alice to the stage. All right. Okay, she's getting ready to join us. All right. Hi, Alice. You're on mute.
Yeah, sorry, my computer's just about to explode, of course. So sorry about that.
No worries. All right, take it away.
All right, so my name is Alice Sambadi. Thank you all for joining today. It's been great hearing a little bit more about y'all's journeys and how you got into product management. So thank you for joining in and hearing us. Today. So just as an intro, I'm from Brazil, but I've lived in 6 countries in my life so far. I lived in the US, Canada, Brazil, Germany, Scotland, Netherlands. So kind of piling on. No, I can count. I can barely fit it in my hands anymore. But I'm currently in the US because I just made a big move for a job. So I'm in Salt Lake City. Apparently this is where the Silicon Slopes are, which is basically Silicon Valley 2.0. So that's pretty cool. I recently graduated in economics from UBCO. Shout out to the UBC alumni. And overall, I just love staying friends through tech. Speaking of that, if you go into the next slide, my whole idea is about, it's called Communities Business. So it uses WhatsApp Business as the baseline of this product ideation. But just for those who are not familiar, WhatsApp is basically the mother of WhatsApp Business. And WhatsApp is the #1 communication platform in the world. Over 2.5 billion people use it. I'm sure most of you have heard of it or use it on a daily basis, seeing that it's not so popular in North America, but in the rest of the world, it is, I would say, very popular. And WhatsApp Business is, again, the little child, but focused more on the business side of things. So you use WhatsApp Business to connect your your business and connect with your leads, your clients, and marketing materials. Just do outreach in general. But something that it doesn't have, and which is where I found a gap, is that there's no way, if you're more than one person and you have that business within WhatsApp Business, to use WhatsApp Business as a platform to communicate with your team members. So if you go on to the next slide, the goal and the problem statement that I have, which is also in the next slide, it talks about currently WhatsApp Business is limited to broadcasting messages. That's also something you can do there. Curating your business profile and managing individual chats with clients and leads. So if the individuals that are conducting these chats need to go and speak with their team, with their colleagues, they either go to WhatsApp, the other app, or another collaboration or professional communication platform. So this may lead to inefficiencies since the own team's communication is scattered and workflows are fragmented. So the whole idea that I have is that with Communities Business, this feature within WhatsApp Business, it will empower small and medium-sized businesses, organize space within the app to manage work conversations and collaborate internally in real time. So this will enhance their ability to efficiently coordinate efforts and streamline internal conversations, but also with customers because queries will be resolved quicker, for example, and it effectively will build the stronghold both internally and externally for their business. So onto the next slide. I believe here we're talking a little bit about my project inspiration and context. So where does this idea come from? Well, coming from Brazil, we use it a bunch over there. So I'm really familiar with the platform, with WhatsApp. I really like it. And although WhatsApp Business is something that's, again, the child of WhatsApp, it is something that has come to my attention time and time again when I go into really large companies' website. They're all using WhatsApp integration now because I think they really do see the value, and I'll share why a little bit more. So the average WhatsApp user opens it 23 to 25 times a day. Business is the de facto app in many countries. Going to Brazil, visiting my family, my friends, they're like, call me, it's no, text me on WhatsApp. So a lot of people use WhatsApp as the de facto app for communication, for business, so on. India has the largest WhatsApp users, that's no surprise. Brazil right after it, Latam and Indonesia, as well as some European countries also following right after. So over 100 billion messages are sent daily through WhatsApp, which is kind of insane. And the WhatsApp API, which is where you can send marketing materials, for example, to your leads or clients, you can say, hey, I just launched a new product. It has a 99% open rate, which I was like, this is not true, but I checked in multiple sources and it was. Whereas, for example, the email has 20% open rate. So it really is a successful platform if you want to get your message across from your business. Something that WhatsApp has faced is the backlash for not having proper data storage regulations. And so this product idea that I had was a little bit of compliance towards data storage regulations and would save Meta and WhatsApp a couple of $100 million in fines, which I think is something good. And in 2023, WhatsApp Business grew to 360 million downloads, so up by 14% from the previous year. And if this feature were a thing, it will also compete with platforms like G Suite, Slack, Teams, obviously in a smaller scale, but it would be still competing with these guys. And so a question that I'm posing throughout the presentation is like, why isn't WhatsApp Business being leveraged to communicate with a business's own team? So you can go on to the next slide. And yeah, first ideas and first feedback that I had was like, why don't I put Communities Business within WhatsApp? But then I started getting some feedback and people were like, well, it's probably going to generate confusion. There's already a Communities version within WhatsApp, but it's pretty limited in its capabilities. Then it would also be mixing work and personal, which is something that I wanted to separate. And again, that wouldn't really separate it because it would be still the same app rather than different. And you would likely also be charging, I would assume, for WhatsApp Business in a free app. WhatsApp Business, Communities Business within a free app, which is WhatsApp. So Communities Business within WhatsApp Business would be simply an add-on or just an upgrade to their package, for example, which would make a little bit more sense because you already have to pay for the API if you do use that on WhatsApp Business, or if you, for example, send X amount of messages or receive X amount of messages, you start paying for that too, just like any other platform. So that's just some of the first ideas and first feedback that I got. You can go to the next slide. So this is how the app looks like that I prototyped. I'll share a demo in a second, just a quick video. It looks pretty similar to the communities version within WhatsApp, I will admit that, but what really makes a difference is that, well, now you can use it in WhatsApp Business and communicate with your team, but there's also a lot of business specific tools that you can use in chat, like calendar setting, file storage, sending the queries within your chats, the groups over there, like general under CS team, and then your team can help you solve that, for example. And on to the next slide. Of course, it's not limited to just the cell phone app. It's also going to be part of the computer desktop version. I didn't have time to prototype the computer version, but this is kind of an MVP of how it would look like. So again, very similar to WhatsApp Web if you've ever used it. And on to the next one. Oh, sorry. And the next one, then we have the video.
Not only able to see your business profile, you're not only able to communicate with leads and clients or change your settings, but now you're able to communicate with your team, be it local, be it the whole team, various different teams, projects, so on and so forth. You're able to communicate, collaborate with them all through here. So let's say you want to create a Google Docs that involves this whole group, you can do that. If you want to share files in the file storage that is now included over here, you can also do that. Let's say that you're dealing with a more difficult client or maybe a difficult query. You click on them, click on their information, send it all over here. And then if you have a specific query from this client, you can also send that over here. And it's all being addressed within one platform. Now you can also set up meetings. You can connect your calendar, connect the people that you'd like to speak with in the future, and then it'll all add that to your calendar. And as a manager / business owner, you're also able to create different groups / communities that reflect the larger team. For example, this is incorporating the whole WhatsApp Business team. So it's going to be included over there. And these are just some of the new features that you're able to have in the communities business.
Awesome, thank you for that. And then one more slide away, we have some of the starting of the takeaways. So I did do a survey with the prototyping just to see what people thought of it. So I tested 9 users from Canada, Brazil, Netherlands, Hong Kong. So a couple of different geographic areas, which was really nice. 100% of people use WhatsApp, so it really shows that it's a popular platform. WhatsApp Business, never used it. My initial thoughts were that maybe they did use it through like a website or something like that, or they received marketing materials, but they never actually used the app itself, also because it is, again, for small and medium-sized businesses. And I know that I think it was only one person who did have a small business within the user testing. 55% said that centralization of work communication would be a plus, showcasing that you don't want to have messages scattered all over. And then 77% found the feature prototype very intuitive to navigate, which might just be my family and friends being really nice, but I would like to say that it was kind of intuitive. And 66% said that WhatsApp Business would be useful to interact with their organization with a new feature if they, for example, used it. So that's a couple of results. And then if you go into the next slide, we have the challenges and takeaways. So obviously, Meta, WhatsApp, not really tiny companies. So it was a really hard time trying to find, one, a company that I really liked, and two, a product that I used. So finding a gap on that is pretty difficult, I will say, but it was something that I had a good time experiencing. Figma, I really, really liked using Figma, and I can't wait to do more prototyping and just like playing around with the UX design. I think that was something really fun. I started getting a lot of new ideas about features or about things that would be probably important to add on to the prototype as I started getting user feedback, which was really interesting because then you just start changing things on the spot. That was really cool. And maybe my idea wasn't really good, or bad, whatever it was, but I just enjoyed the process of like start to finish of thinking about something, about a gap, and then kind of all the way to product feature idealization and so on. So that was really cool. And I never took negative feedback as in the wrong way. I just wanted to had to remember that, you know, it was to make the users' lives easier. So that was my whole thing. And that's the end of my presentation. If you go on to the next slide, there's a little QR code if you want to link up. I will probably stalk all of you guys and add you on LinkedIn if you don't, just to at least connect. But thank you for listening to my presentation. Sorry if I'm rambling a little bit, but I really do appreciate that you took the time to hear a little bit more about this. And I'm working with Qualtrics now, so shout out.
All right. Thank you so much, Alice. Yeah, once again, congratulations. We will start tackling questions. So the first one that we have for you, Alice, thank you. I see you tapped into some great research in your capstone, both in terms of WhatsApp usage and also building in feedback on your prototype. If you were working at WhatsApp, how would you use your research to identify their next great feature opportunity?
Oh, I don't know, to be honest. Let me see. I think that I would probably, survey WhatsApp business users and just try to see where they might be struggling the most in terms of generating generating more money for them, for example. I'm not sure how I would do that. Maybe through maybe by, because there's just so many users to to survey from. I think I would just, honestly, I really like going on Reddit. Now that I'm working also at Qualtrics, like surveying people is really fun. So I probably would do something like that. Just get some lot of data regarding their usage and maybe what could be better for WhatsApp business, or like something that they find that they struggle with. I know that there was something, for example, while I was researching actually between WhatsApp and WhatsApp business, that they struggled with sharing telephone numbers, for example, between the two apps. So kind of just looking at forums and trying to see where the main areas of struggle is to make sure that people are also, there's not a big churn, would probably be my priority. And so I think this would be something like a way that I would address it. Sorry if I'm rambling.
Oh, no. You're doing amazing.
Thank you. Sorry about that.
Amazing. All right. So Kenny says, I love data. Thanks for sharing those value data insights. And then he also goes on to ask, this sounds like an incremental feature in the WhatsApp business app. 1, how do you imagine integrating with WhatsApp's tech platform? 2, what is your go-to-market strategy, given that the WhatsApp team is best positioned to build the feature or product? And before you answer, he also did say for you to note that if this is about finding a gap in the app, then his question could be less relevant.
Okay. So for the first question, how do you imagine integrating with WhatsApp's tech platform? I think that the integration would likely happen not in a sense where people have to upgrade like right away, but obviously beta testing people before would be my first thing, just to see if people actually do find it useful. A lot of people already for Teams, so you just have to, I would just first see if people would find it useful. And then let's say that it is useful and I want to integrate that, I think after a certain point I would upcharge a little bit. Like I remember WhatsApp until 2014 or 2015, it was about $1 to use WhatsApp, which I honestly didn't know about. But like WhatsApp, I think, is known for having a model where they don't charge so much, at least for specific add-ons. So compared to other platforms, so I would imagine that it would work something like this. And then for number 2, what is your go-to-market strategy given the WhatsApp team is best positioned to build the feature product? Honestly, nowadays, probably because WhatsApp is part of Meta, right? I would likely use Instagram, Facebook as a big tool to share this product feature and how it could be beneficial to people's business, especially because Instagram also has, for example, their own marketplace and their own way that you as a business can set up something there. So just showcasing the benefits on how you could use WhatsApp Business to better connect with your users and with your community and with your clients' leads, so on and so forth. Would use those channels just because they're all connected now, but long and short form content would always be good. And WhatsApp also has those little messages that they send. I don't know if anyone uses it again, but they have those messages that send, hey, look at this update. Now you can do this with the platforms. So just really getting them. WhatsApp also only has so many features. So adding one, I think they can send this information to so many billions of people really easily. So, question.
All right. You did well. You did well. All right. And so the next question, great idea. And this is from, this is a question from Vivian Wu. Great idea to establish a new leg for WhatsApp's portfolio. You're investing in a new type of user. Employees have different problems and needs than business customers. How might you prove that using this will be more effective than email, Slack, and other established collaboration platforms?
Oh, that's a good question. I think that the value that WhatsApp has compared to these other ones, and I definitely agree, like the employees have a different need than business customers. I might prove, for example, something that WhatsApp is really used for is for customer success. So I think starting small with proof of concept would be effective. So just showing, for example, CS teams that use WhatsApp, they can continuously use the platform to just make their jobs quicker, make their lives easier, all because it would be all centralized. You don't need to use third-party extensions. You don't need to use, you just don't need to connect any platform, right? It's all there. So yeah, I would probably start small and go larger. I will say the limitations of WhatsApp compared to Slack are WhatsApp is more limited in my prototype compared to Slack because Slack is just insanely larger. And I think their customer base also would be for, larger companies in general. So just proving also that it is useful for small and medium-sized businesses, that it can be used as a tool to separate your work and your personal life in terms of communications. And also if you're an avid WhatsApp user and you use also WhatsApp Business. If you don't use either, I think you could definitely start using WhatsApp Business because you use WhatsApp a lot. WhatsApp Business could be a really effective way for your work to leverage using WhatsApp Business because you're already familiar with the platform. You like the UI, the UX, the feel of it. You have to learn anything, and it's basic enough where you have your tools as an employee to do your job, be it CS or just so that's pretty much it.
All right. So last question. This is from Colin Chong. This is becoming a very competitive space. within Notion, ClickUp, Atlassian, and others in this space. What do you think is the one standout segment you might target, or one job you can be more valuable to users for?
I think, I do agree. I did see Atlassian a lot when I was looking into it. I don't know why I didn't see Notion and ClickUp so much, but those are good to know. I'll take a note of that. One standout segment, and I guess one other questions that I have is like to users, I guess to the employees who would be using it. Again, just going back to my previous answer, I think for people who are in CS, and now that I am working in CS a little bit too, I'm working in CS here at Qualtrics. It's centralization of communication, I think, is key, and just showcasing that it's valuable compared to other companies. And also because WhatsApp's user base is huge, right? You can show that it can be more valuable to users, not only because of the scale that WhatsApp is in, but because of how easy it would be to just utilize everything in one platform. And so like for CS, people who have like hundreds and hundreds of queries coming in a day, it'd be quite not easy, but just more simple to go through these queries and then resolve them as they come in.
Mm-hmm. All right. Okay. Well, thank you so much, Alice. Once again, congratulations for graduating, and do take the time to take a look at the chat and read all the love that you've received on your presentation and all the lovely feedback that you got. All right.
Thank you so much, guys.
Bye. Thank you. All right. And now we'll move on to our next presenter. And I am going to welcome on stage Priyanka Prasad. Hi, Priyanka.
Good evening, Vinay. How are you?
I am good.
Okay, I'll start sharing.
All right.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you all for joining today. Love to hear about your product journey. Awesome presentation, Alia and Alice and Nadia. My name is Priyanka and I've done my mechanical engineering. My career began with a startup and I'm currently working with Freudenberg, a German manufacturing company, and I work on their digital platform. Throughout my career, I have been passionate about solving customer problems through innovative solutions. And on weekend, I love to swap my tech tool with baking tray and create awesome delight for my friends and family. I also enjoy food photography. My life motto is keep learning, keep exploring, and never stop growing. Today, I'm excited to introduce you my capstone project, which is Stock IQ. It is an AI-driven inventory management tool designed for small and micro businesses. Stock IQ simplifies stock management, reduces stress, and help businesses owners to focus on their growth. Please take a moment to listen to Sam and Ira, a small business owner, as they discuss the challenges they face in inventory management.
Sam, small businesses like mine struggle with inventory management. We don't have the right tools to accurately track or predict our stock. It leads to overstocking some items while others run out. It's stressful and limits our growth.
I had the same problem, Ira, but I recently downloaded Stock IQ. It not only uses AI to forecast demand but also has vision AI and object detection technology that can scan my products, and it updates my inventory instantly. It has helped me to focus on my business growth and not worry about inventory. Let me show you how it works.
That sounds like a game changer. Let's explore this app together.
It seems like Sam is unavailable due to connectivity issues. Please bear with me as I walk you through the live demo. Welcome to Stock IQ main page. After logging in, customer reaches the main page of Stock IQ. On the main page, customer can see multiple tabs like dashboard, inventory, orders, and forecast. Upon clicking on any one of the tabs, they are directed to the dashboard. Upon reaching the dashboard, user can see real-time data like current revenue, like your live revenue, total expense, item low in inventory, top selling item, most recently ordered item, and also they can see orders per channel because we have integrated ourselves with open channels like Shopify, Etsy, Amazon. The data on this dashboard is collected from various sources and platforms. The data is processed using cloud analytics solutions like BigQuery and visualized through BI tools like Looker in Cloud GCP. Now on the inventory page, when users navigate to the inventory page in the app, they can browse item by category. Clicking on any one of the item, it brings in the information including the description of the item, the total quantity in stock, cost price, selling price, count of the item. And on this page, user can add item to the inventory using Vision AI, a feature leveraging AI and machine learning through Google AutoML. AutoML provides user-friendly graphical interface to build machine learning models without needing any extensive coding. In this case, when a picture of a product is taken, in this case, it's a ring, it's captured by the app, the ML can label the picture image based on the model it has been trained on. For custom products, the jeweler will need to input the details such as description and pricing for the first time, and the model is then updated to recognize the product for future scans. AutoML can also detect multiple items in the frame, providing a count of total quantity on the item. On the next order page, you can see a comprehensive list of orders. Once the user click on any one of the order, they can see at what stage the order is, whether it's invoiced, it's packed, it's shipped, and they can also see from which source the order is coming. To get the information from which source the order is coming, our app will register with e-commerce website. Then we will integrate using their RESTful API. The user of our platform has to provide us access to retrieve the data. Our next page is the forecast page driven by AI. We'll be using Vortex AI for forecast. Vortex AI leverage its end-to-end machine learning capabilities to build, train, and deploy predictive models that forecast sales based on historical data. You can see on this page that AI forecast is helping user to understand that 5% of their items should be grown. 66% of the item in their product line are vulnerable due to the seasonal situation. They have been 84% accurate with the forecast. This page also shows comparative graph of previous and current quarters. For more granular view, user can delve into each tab and see the details of each items by clicking on this tab. Our next page is the analytics page, where user can see total revenue, projected revenue. They can also see lifetime value of the customer, and they can also see funnel chart. Aira's journey showcases a seamless experience Stock IQ offers. Starting with awareness phase, she searched for an inventory solution, moving to consideration where Aira compare feature and is attracted to Stock IQ. AI-driven features. In decision stage, she downloads the app and is excited to streamline her manual processes. During onboarding, Aira is pleased with intuitive setup, customizable dashboards, and Vision AI. She uses this app on a daily basis to track inventory, to add items to her inventory, and eventually she recommends this app to her friends and family as she is satisfied with her usage of this app. We'll try to keep an NPS score of 9 to 10 so that Aira continue using this app and keep recommending this app to her friends and family. In my next 5 slides, I would like to present key aspects for our AI-powered inventory management app, that is PRD. market research and competitive analysis, product roadmap and feature, prioritization strategy, and GTM strategy. Our objective was very clear while building this app, that we want to build something user-friendly, affordable, used on both mobile and computers, and that can streamline inventory process for micro and small businesses. Our vision is to become a leading AI-powered inventory solution to simplify and revolutionize inventory management for small businesses worldwide. We are targeting micro and small businesses, which is up to around $200,000 revenue per year. If we look at the industry size, micro and small businesses are essential for our economy. They are poised to grow around 3,120 billion by 2026, with a CAGR of 8.5%. And based on that, the global inventory management software market is also expected to grow significantly to around 2 to 3 billion, with 7% CAGR between 2024 and 2029. If we look at competitive landscape, we have QuickBook Inventory, Zoho Inventory, and Stockpile. Stockpile is a basic app with very basic features. Intuit Inventory is predominantly an accounting app, but they do have some basic inventory features. Zoho Inventory is an definitely elaborate app, but it does lack AI capabilities like Vision AI and forecasting. The differentiator for Stock IQ is we are user-friendly. Anybody can use us with a mobile anywhere, anytime. We present ourselves with affordable pricing. We provide seamless integration with open channels, and we have advanced features like Vision AI, AI analytics, and predictions and forecasting. To prioritize the feature of this app, we have used Moscow approach. So the must-have features are mobile app, real-time update, AI-powered forecasting, Vision AI, and e-commerce platform integration. The should-have features are analytics and reporting, customer support, automated reorder points. Could-have features are customizable dashboard, cost tracking, and won't have additional advanced analytic features we will not have for the initial rollout. Based on the prioritization of our features, I have divided the features in 4 quarters in 12 months. In the first quarter, we'll work on the release of mobile app with Vision AI, real-time updates, and e-commerce platform integration. In second quarter, we'll work with AI-powered forecasting, analytics, and reporting. E-commerce platform integration will be continued in the second quarter as well. We'll launch our MVP in quarter 3. Automated reorder points and customizable dashboard will be continued in quarter 3. And in quarter 4, we'll work on cost tracking, customer support, that is AI-enabled chatbot. Our go-to-market strategy is centered across micro and small businesses facing inventory management challenges. Our app stands out with its AI-powered forecasting, real-time update, intuitive interface that saves time and reduces complexity. We position the app as a solution to streamline operation, boost efficiency, and lower cost, making it the best choice for growing businesses. We offer flexible pricing, 1 month free trial for the basic plan, and along with standard and premium tiers for advanced features. To reach out to our audience, we'll focus on educational content, engage on LinkedIn and Facebook, run targeted email campaign, and invest in Google Ads. Sales will occur through our website, through app stores, and with partnership with e-commerce. The launch plan includes a soft release for a select group, followed by webinars and demos for the official launch. Post-launch, we will feature live chat, phone support, and comprehensive training resources. We'll track user adoption, feedback, and revenue to continue improve the app. Our goal is to provide small businesses with an easy, efficient way to manage inventory, saving them both time and money. Thank you, everyone. Looking forward to hear from all of you.
All right. Thank you so much, Priyanka. Let's go to the questions. So there's a couple of questions there already for you. And the first question is from Vivian Wu. Sounds like a helpful tool for business owners. Micro and small business owners usually have lean resources and varying levels of tech data savviness. How will you provide easy to understand and low maintenance insights, information for business owners who aren't as mature in their business operations?
Thank you, Vivian, for the question. It's a wonderful question. We want to make our interface really easy and straightforward, and we'll be running multiple educational content on LinkedIn and on YouTube so that users can easily come and understand how this app is to be used. We want to make this app in such a way that a person who's not tech savvy can also use it and use it to their benefit and to run their businesses.
All right. Excellent. And then we have the next question from Corbett. Priyanka, love the detail here. A process question for you. Since affordability is part of your product promise, how will you approach developing a pricing strategy for each tier of Stock IQ?
So we'll be coming up with a very basic price of around $10 to $12 a month with basic features, which will have Vision AI. And also we plan to have a tier system of pricing, that is for first 1,000 pieces. For first 1,000 pieces in the inventory, the pricing would be say $12 or $15. With every 1,000 pieces in inventory to be added, the pricing would increase at $3 to $5 per addition of 1,000 pieces. So we'll come with a tier-based pricing system. So based on how big the size of a business is or a user business is, they can afford the app.
Excellent. All right. And then your next question. I love the next question, Priyanka. So this is coming from Pallavi. Great problem to tackle. What's your unique selling point? Do your competitors also use AI? Is AI what separates you from the others, or do you have another selling point? I ask this as your competitors can also move towards integrating AI into their already built product.
Thank you for this question. I was looking forward for this. Few of my competitors are working to include AI in their system, but right now we have two major features, that is Vision AI and a very user-friendly mobile app. We want our users to be, app-friendly. They can just take out their phone, snap a picture and add the item in their inventory. A easy to use phone app is something we are trying to sell in the market. Definitely our competitors will move towards integrating AI, but because we are moving faster and before, we'll have more time to train the machine learning, we'll have more time to include more and more features.
All right. Amazing. Okay, so it looks like that was all the questions that we had for you today. So thank you so much, Priyanka, and great product, and also congratulations once again for graduating today.
Thank you.
All the best.
Thank you.
All right. Okay. Well, congratulations once again to everyone. And I just want to offer my sincere gratitude to everybody that's here, and my sincere congratulations to each of our graduates. I know how hard you've all worked, and you should be so proud of yourselves, because it's been such a pleasure to know you and helping you leverage your strengths. And I'm looking forward to continuing to see you grow in reaching your career goals. And now it's time to put our industry partners in the hot seat. So our grads have a few questions for you before we wrap up. And Let me just go into the questions tab to see if there's any questions that have come through so far. All right, I'm just gonna ask all of the students to put your questions for our speakers. Okay, it looks like Priyanka is typing. Please put them in the questions tab to make it easier. Okay, there's one question and it's for Kenny. Curious about your experience at Amazon. How do you get teams aligned on product, vision, and strategy? And what skills would you recommend a new product manager work on to build that ability?
All right, so I joined. I hope that's expected, right?
That's okay. Go
Okay.
ahead.
Right. Curious about my experience at Amazon. It's a roller coaster. that's the honesty. That's the most honest part. But that's fun because that's how you grow, right? I mean, it's not all sweet. The challenges actually make it a lot more fun. How do you get teams aligned on product vision and strategy? So I think the most important thing is clarity of the vision in itself, right? One is how do you make sure that the vision is clear and is aligned to, because typically what you're trying to do is, or at least in my role, there are higher level strategy, or what's the corporate strategy that the company is moving towards, right? So you want to make sure that whatever strategy you're building for your product is aligned to that, right? It has to support a higher level strategy. That's one. The second thing is then make it clear, right? And also come by that vision in a very inclusive manner, right? So typically before you arrive at the final, language or the way it's written, you should make sure that it's inclusive of all the major aspects of your business, be it tech and science and AI and UX and whatever partnerships that you have. Make sure that they are doing in a very inclusive way. And it's in those conversations you start to understand what are the varying aspects or where there are tension, right? And then you have this conversation as honestly as possible. Mm-hmm. The skills I would recommend a new PM to work on and build that ability. One is, so if you say PM, I'm thinking from a product manager that works on a technical product, right? So the first thing, of course, is that you need to have vision. I think that's important. Everything that relates to that is important. Like, how do you how can you be creative? Because you're actually trying to create something out of nothing or out of little resources. How do you either create a new feature or grow an existing product? So you want to be curious. Curiosity is important. And be results oriented, right? Don't dance around, with all kinds of buzzwords. Be results oriented. And what unlocks that for you is have data, right? If you can have access to data, have access to research to help you improve your decision making. I'll stop there. Thanks.
All right, so don't leave the stage as yet, because there is another question for you. Amazon has built strong partnerships across various industries. What advice can you give on forming partnerships to enhance Stock IQ's capabilities and reach? So this is from Priyanka.
Right. And that's reference to the last presentation we just saw.
Yes.
I think Amazon's secret is usually customer obsessions, right? And customer could be end users or other businesses, right? So you need to look for win-win situations in terms of what do I do best? Understanding what do you provide, what your product offers the best of, right? And try to match that to what the need of either the next business is. So what really makes such kind of partnerships work is when everyone wins at the end of it, right? And I'm trying to think of a very, very specific, for online assessments, which is where I one of my products. We have lots of partnerships with other online assessments, third-party platforms that offer products that we do not, that offer, competencies, that measure competencies that we do not measure. For example, we probably thrive at measuring soft skills, but there's another third-party platform that thrives at measuring technical or coding skills, right? So we partner with them to say that, okay, you give us the coding skills, we are then able to provide a more comprehensive product that measures both coding and soft skills. Whereas we probably could exchange those kind of skill set measurements, what we thrive in and what they thrive in. So always seek out what your customer would need or your internet partner would need, and try to strike a win-win deal. Usually that's how you do it. Thanks.
All right, amazing. Thank you so much for that comprehensive answer. I think that's all the questions for you for now. I'll move on to a question for Vivian. All right. So what did you find was the main skill set that you used time and time again when transitioning roles?
Oh, I was muted. I was just saying that's a great question, Alice. I think in all of my different roles, whether it be in product or consulting or implementation, it's really important to orient yourself around what is the value. So it can mean what is the value in terms of revenue for the business, or it can mean what is the value for users. Will we develop a bigger base of customers? Just orienting yourself around what doing this product strategy or building this product feature will actually impact for your broader business is probably the key thing that I flip back to even every day as we're thinking about development. So when you're thinking about how to orient yourself around the business, use data points, use what's out there in terms of industry knowledge or specific domain knowledge, or your engineering or your design and insights counterparts to help you craft that story and tell that cohesive picture of why doing something will be impactful for not just your product strategy, but for the broader business.
Mm-hmm. Amazing. All right, so don't leave the stages yet, because there's another question for you. Vivian, working at Spotify, how do you prioritize new features for the platform, especially when balancing user feedback with broader company objectives like growth and innovation?
Yeah, this is actually a great segue from my previous answer. It is really about trying to make trade-offs and trying to quantify and qualify all the different features we're trying to balance. So if I have a list of different features in front of me or different feedback requests, stuff like that, I'm going to take a look and work with data scientists to try to say, okay, this given feature will have XYZ benefit, and it might have XYZ benefit more than a different set of features. So really, again, trying to figure out the tie and attribution to what the feature will do and the expected impact of it.
Amazing. All right. Thank you so much, Vivian. I think that's all the questions for you for now. So I will move on to Pallavi.
Hello again.
Hello. So how was your first experience working as a product manager when pitching your startup with multiple computer science folks? How technical did you find yourself being in that initial role?
Yeah, so I think firstly, when I was figuring out my first startup and doing my market research, which is the most important thing before you jump into anything, it wasn't necessary that I built a technical platform. It wasn't necessary that I built an online platform. You don't always have to jump to an app, to build a solution. But there's a reason I decided to go forward with an app, because there was more connectivity for my problem then. But when I went to computer science, folks, I was a psychology major. I had zero idea how to code an app. I did do some research on like the most popular languages when it comes to building mobile apps and web apps. But when I went to talk to a coder, I had to first be super humble, knowing that I wasn't the subject matter expert here, the other person was. And when I pitched my idea to them, I let them teach me how I can go about building a minimal viable product for an idea like that has been validated in the market. I let them teach me for like a month or two. Every week they would come and sit with me to like kind of teach me, what does a back end of a product mean? What does a front end of a product mean? What languages are most useful? Like, how do you kind of navigate data storage? How do you do it in a cost effective manner? What are the easier ways to build an app through like integrations instead of building every feature possible, right? So I think in the beginning, how I navigated that is to be a student, even though I was leading a vision. And secondly, to understand that I cannot be attached to a product. What I can be attached to is a vision. Because if I come into a space and I'm talking, and I don't know anything about coding initially, but I'm talking to all these coders and designers, and they tell me that something about my solution isn't going to fit or isn't going to work, I have to be okay, like kind of molding that. But as long as we stick to a vision, right? So I think that's kind of how I started off. You don't have to be super technical. You just need to be open to learning and know that you don't have to be the smartest person on the team, that you have a team that will also teach you along the way,
That's an excellent answer. Thank you so much. And don't leave the stage yet. There's a couple more questions for you. As someone who has been both a product manager and founder, how do you blend your product management skills and entrepreneurship skills to support you in both type of roles?
Yeah, this is a good question. I'm going to answer this with a question. Like, I just want to see if anyone has any answers. What do you think the biggest job of a founder is? Someone who starts a company. What do you think the number one job is? Does anyone have an answer?
Okay, somebody is typing. Creating shared vision. And
That is
we have, another vision. So setting a vision, influencing and rallying people around a mission.
All good answers, by the way. They're all on-point answers.
Okay, and everything, filling the gap.
Yeah. So all of, setting a vision, rallying people, those are all really important things that, a founder has to do, keeping the motivation, keeping the team running. But actually, the first job of a founder is very similar to the first job of a product manager, and it's customer discovery. Like I said, market research is the most important thing. The biggest mistake that I have made as a founder in my previous startup is, getting attached to the wrong problem. If you feel attached to a problem, and I had a super big purpose as well, and that purpose and the sentiment attached me to a problem, but maybe the market isn't, aligning with it, right? So customer discovery as a founder, as a product manager, is like a really like the number one kind of trait job that's really important for a founder or a PM to do, because when you rally your teams and you set a vision, that vision and the team is working because they believe in your vision. So you have to make sure that your customer discovery and your market research has been done so well and continues as you go forward, so that you're leading the team and the vision in the right direction, and you're growing in the right direction. So I think being a PM is such a good segue to being a founder. And a lot of companies, they're like chief of products only end up being CEOs. And it's because, when you're a founder, you not only have to know how to do your market research, you need to know your customers so well. You need to know their pain points. You need to know their location, their characteristics, their personas. You need to kind of also be great at partnerships, because you have to build all these industry partnerships. Your first few clients will probably be from the partnerships you create, rather than going one person to another when you sell a product. And then you have to be good at selling, right? Because you're going to sell to people you might need money from, right? When you get your first few clients, you start earning revenue. You're going to want to grow your company. You're going to want to keep up. You're going to want to fill the gaps that can only be maybe filled with human resources or capital. So you have to be able to sell not only the product, but most importantly, yourself and your team. And so a product manager's other job is to know their team really well, to know their strengths really well, to be able to like sustain their motivations when things get hard, to be able to listen and understand and be humble that, hey, maybe this guy or this girl or this folk has like, you know, some more like knowledge space than I do about this particular issue. Let's like listen, let's work together on that. Let's research more on that before we make any decisions. So yeah, PMs and founders are very, very, very similar.
I love one thing that you said. Well, three things you said: to listen and to be humble. That is really, really important there. And next question for you: what's the most exciting trend or innovation in product management today that you're keeping an eye on?
Yeah, that's a really good question. Wait, let me see who asked this question.
Priyanka Prasad.
Yeah. Thanks, Priyanka, for asking. Oh, we're both PP because you're Priyanka Prasad and I'm Palvi. Yeah, the most, so I don't know. So it's a trend. I think recently a lot of companies have started shifting from giving product manager titles to product marketing manager titles. So they're kind of merging marketing and product together. And I think that's a really good decision. Because when you're a product manager, you already have to think about how you're going to enter the market. Which features do customers need more? Like which features really tackle you don't want to enter a market with a Swiss knife. You know, the minute you put out a product with 10,000 features, no one's going to know how to navigate that. You know, people are going to get confused. So you want to take out products that are simple initially, right? Your features should be understandable. Your user journey should be understandable. So when you have to do so much customer discovery and know how to take it into market, how do you release a product that is well informed in terms of customer needs in a way that it actually reaches their customers through the right channels, in a way that you're getting the right feedback from the customers that you're targeting through those marketing channels so that you get more user research, you can improve. So I think the trend of like becoming a product marketing manager and not like kind of shifting from product management to that, which a lot of companies are now doing, I think is one of the trends that I'm keeping my eye on.
All right, and since we have you on stage already, this one is going out to all industry partners. What advice would you give? Hang on, let me just put it on the screen. What advice would you give to someone like me who is just starting their product management career? This again is from Priyanka Prasad.
Does anyone else want to answer? I feel like I've been talking a lot.
Okay, let me take a look. It looks like Colin is typing an answer, and Vivian is also typing an answer.
Yeah.
Vivian, okay. Welcome to the stage, Vivian.
I would say, like all of the industry partners have mentioned here, there's not always a clear path into product management because it looks very different even within the same company. I would say don't hesitate to take opportunities and develop the skill set of a product manager in a non-product manager function. You can develop that product strategy skill set and, you know, being data informed and doing strategic and tech thinking, even not having a product manager role. And so when you develop those skill sets over time, I would encourage everyone to advocate for yourself and make connections with people, develop expertise in your certain domain, and use that as leverage for you to get your way into product management.
Amazing. All right. Thank you so much for that answer. And yeah, Kenny.
You know, I just bumped on the stage. What makes Amazon successful is the customer obsession. You probably hear that a lot. And I think in product management, what's going to make you really successful is that customer obsession. You're solving a problem for a type of people. So one, understand who the customer is, be able to define it, right? And that goes out to everyone that's presented today. I think there's work to be done in actually identifying who your customer is, your target market, and then be obsessed about them, right? And then every other thing is going to fall in place.
All right, amazing. All right, thank you so much.
I think I have an answer too.
Yes, go ahead.
So, yeah, I think that one is like how Vivian said, is when you kind of look towards getting those skill sets, don't be afraid to join a company in a role that might be kind of like product management, but not product management, because to shift internally within a company from one role to another is way easier than to directly target product manager roles, because product manager roles don't have like a straight cut, path. I think like shifting internally is also a good strategy. And then the second thing is like work on your own projects in your own time, like build that portfolio up, do some case studies, build your own small, minimal viable products. Like that's kind of how I got my first job, is because I had built my own products. So, yeah.
Amazing. All right. Okay, well, great answers all round. And once again, thank you so much, Pallavi, Vivian, and Kenny, as well as Colin and Priya in the audience. Thank you so much for joining us and the feedback that you gave. But before we leave, I am going to read out the questions and answers for Colin. So, the question was, what are the most important factors to consider when designing AI-powered features that feel intuitive and useful to others? And Colin's answer was, when designing your AI-powered features on top of typical design practices, you want to focus on transparency, trust, and safety. AI features can seem impersonal, robotic, or be inappropriate without due consideration. Keep in mind, AI features are still like any other feature. If your user is unfamiliar with the interface, the learning curve will present fiction. Resist the urge to just add chatbots or prompts just because everyone else is doing it. All right. Google has always had an immense amount of AI, but may never mention it as such before it became hot. Consider how to meet your users where they are. Do they text? Are they already familiar with another type of app? And then for the last question that went out to all industry partners, which was, what advice would you give to someone like me, Priyanka, who is just starting their product management career? And Colin said, don't stop your learning here. The most successful PMs continuously learn and evolve. They constantly improve their skill set and mindset. This is especially true in this market. All right, thank you so much, Colin, for the answers there. And then just one answer, and then this is open to any one of our industry partners to answer. What are some of the challenges faced by product managers, and how do you face it? This is from Mehak Sharma.
Oh, do we answer this on chat, or can I?
Feel free, whichever way.
I think that for me as a PM, the biggest, if it's not my own organization and I'm working in another organization, I think one of the biggest challenges that I face is alignment across different levels of management. So sometimes the organizational goal and the customer needs can clash. And so I think, really finding alignment and making sure everyone, aligns with a midpoint between the organizational goal and the customer need in a timely manner is probably my biggest challenge as a PM.
All right, awesome. Thank you so much. Okay, now we'll move on. Thank you so much for all of those great answers. Okay, sorry. yeah, so for any other partners that are in the audience or employers, please partner up with us by joining our global network of industry partners. Our partner opportunities include training to upskill your team and future-proof them. And this is all completely free of charge. You can be able to offer internships or apprenticeship opportunities or get on board as a capstone project advisor. If you would like to learn more about these, please do reach out to the Circuit Stream team. And once again, thank you so much for joining us today and for making this pitch day the success that it was. Everybody that came and joined us in the audience, thank you so much. And again, a huge congratulations to our grads. Thank you so much, everybody, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your evening.